We are Yom.
We are Yom.
We were founded to solve the two hardest challenges to cloud gaming, cost and speed. Our solution was to build a decentralized GPU network focused on eliminating latency and drastically reducing costs. This is what we've done. Yom has built the first game-focused decentralized network that allows AAA games to be playable on any screen through your web browser. We now have the technology on which to build the 3D internet, with immersive e-commerce, 3D social media, virtual events, and so much more beyond cloud gaming. Come find out more at www.yom.oo. We are Yom, the game-focused decentralized network empowering the world's creative future.
Hello, everyone. So nice to see you all again. Welcome to the fifth episode of the Immersive Internet. This is our show we do on LinkedIn, Twitter, and also on our YouTube channel. At this show we have now as our guest Jonathan, if I pronounce it correctly, Jonathan Ras Friedman. Hello,
yes,
welcome.
Good to be here.
Yeah. Nice for you to join. Jonathan is the CEO and founder of Supersocial, and you're also, I believe, you have your own podcast, Into the Metaverse, since 2021. My co-host for today is Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Nice that you're joining as well.
Yeah, it's funny. We start these streams with that video, and I hear myself, and I'm like, I don't really sound like that, do I? But I think I probably do.
I think everyone has that.
Surprise. Nice to meet you, Jonathan.
Likewise.
All right. So during this show, we also always have a Metaverse studio as a guest, and we go through various Metaverse case studies. So we just look at experiences like the studio has created, and then go through the process, like how did the project came to be, what were the wishes from the client, how did you translate that into an experience, and what were the results. So I think this is also very interesting. In the past I did quite a lot of events, but it was very philosophical or theorizing about the metaverse, very much looking into the future. And I think it's also interesting, especially for people on LinkedIn, to see what's possible today, and how do you help clients leverage 3D worlds and 3D experiences today. So if there are people on LinkedIn, we'll be checking out if there are questions. So feel free to comment on below the stream, and so we can make it a little bit interactive. Maybe Jonathan, maybe you can quickly introduce yourself.
Yeah, of course. I'm the founder and CEO of Supersocial. Supersocial is a studio primarily focused on building boundary-pushing virtual worlds on the Roblox platform that feel authentic and meaningful to both brands and IP owners and Metaverse natives, the users on Roblox platform. Supersocial builds original games, original IP. We work with brands, and we also work with third-party IP owners, movie studios, gaming companies, et cetera. And we're really focusing on pushing the Roblox platform to the next stage, building experiences that show the full capabilities of the Roblox engine while creating experiences that are really fun and engaging and meaningful for the community on the Roblox platform. We pride ourselves for areas of quality, creativity, and really building things that are unique and differentiated. And I think it shows itself through all of the different games and experiences that we've built on the platform for the past 4 years.
Cool, exciting. So and you're using Roblox now. Is that like a starting point, or is that like why Roblox? Because there's of course Fortnite, that's also a very popular platform. And
we started 4 years ago with the hypothesis that the internet is rapidly evolving into a 3D real-time environment. We're still at a very, very early stage of that evolution of a 3D internet. We have a belief that next generation platforms are going to be reimagining the intersection of entertainment, gaming, and commerce. Roblox, in our mind, is and will continue to be sort of a large scale prototype of what the future of the internet could feel like as a real-time 3D internet. And when we started, Roblox was already pretty much way ahead of the curve of any other platform for a lot of different reasons. A real comprehensive, pure play, quote unquote, metaverse platform with the technical capabilities of the engine, the ability to publish and distribute games on its platform, already a captive audience. When we started, 20 million, 25 million daily active users. Now it's almost 80. A social network of audience that interact with the experiences and among themselves. Cloud services that provides you everything you need on the back end, so you don't need to invest in back end anymore, like you do when you build your own games. And so really what Roblox proved is that they have a scaled platform to build, publish, monetize, and grow persistent 3D multiplayer experiences on the internet in a way that's never been done before. And therefore, they are years ahead of anyone else. Fortnite Creative is a relatively new phenomena. Fortnite started as a game. Now it's working to evolve into being really a platform. It's not something that happens overnight. We're very bullish on the long-term potential of Fortnite, and we're likely start playing in that sandbox very soon as well by building games on the platform. All other platforms, I would say, Zepeto, Sandbox, you name it, are interesting early versions of additional platforms to consider. But for Supersocial, as a studio, as a company that is venture backed, we are really focusing on where the biggest opportunity is, where the most mature platform is, and Roblox certainly, for all accounts and all the pillars I've mentioned, across its technical stack, its commercial opportunity, its audience scale, is certainly way ahead of everyone else in this category. And therefore, we are still primarily focused on that platform. And I'm glad that, over 4 years ago, we made a bet, and I think it was the right bet.
Nice. Really cool. So where are you based, by the way?
I'm based in Columbus, Ohio. Supersocial is fully remote and distributed. So we have people primarily based in the US, all over the United States. And and it's been working quite well for us so far as a remote native company.
Cool.
I spent many years in Pittsburgh, so not very far from Columbus.
Yeah, 3-hour drive.
Now I'm in South Carolina. I'm out in the foothills of the Appalachians in farm country, so it's nice to see.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've been there. Very nice area.
Yeah. So I'm really interested. Were you a Roblox player at the beginning, or did you like 4 years ago? Were you building your own hobbies and that kind of thing, or how did you come to Roblox as a solution? Was it something you were doing as a player?
No, I wasn't doing it as a player. Sadly, I'm too old to have been considered 4 years ago a Roblox player. But I've been building for the past 10 years companies at the intersection of tech and young people around creativity and play and learning. So I've already been very familiar with Roblox as a platform from 2013, 2014.
Right.
And I've seen Roblox's evolution alongside Minecraft, really becoming the go-to social platforms in 3D for young people. So I was very familiar with the platform. I've met people from the company throughout the years. I've met the CEO of Roblox in 2017 because I was in the category of building stuff for kids. So in 2020, when I started Supersocial and deciding to focus on Roblox, it wasn't an obvious choice, but it was also built on seeing the evolution of Roblox for multiple years. So it wasn't like, oh my God, what a crazy move. It was quite differential move. Definitely a move that most people did not think about. But I certainly had a level of familiarity with Roblox at a high level. I wasn't a player, but I knew the platform. I knew what it does. I knew the potential. I didn't know it's going to explode the way it did, but I wasn't foreign to what is Roblox. And so Roblox became kind of a very natural move for me with Supersocial. and sort of, and as we entered, I learned obviously much more about the platform, but I didn't wake up in 2020 and say, oh, there is this thing called Roblox.
Right.
We should go and start a company. It was certainly built on learning and seeing the platform evolving from the sidelines over, I would say, at least 5-6 years.
Does it surprise you to see all these brands coming into that space and getting excited about seeing their worlds, seeing a world evolve for their brands? Is that surprising to you, or something you expected that it was going to happen eventually anyways?
I expected it to happen at a slower pace. I think when I started Supersocial, it was really beginning of COVID. I was very bullish on the fact that virtual worlds is going to be the go-to place for young people. It was already the go-to place, and we bet on the right horse, which was Roblox. I thought brands are going to want to come in. I thought IP is going to want to come in, because at the end of the day, people want to fish where the fish are, right? And it was clear that Roblox is really becoming an incredibly important platform on the internet with young people. What I didn't know, of course, is how fast it's going to grow and how big Metaverse and Roblox will become as names in the broader public and ecosystems. So I thought, hey, probably in 3 to 5 years, you're going to start seeing brands, IP, like really coming in meaningfully. It happened at a double the pace. And so I wasn't surprised that they're coming. I was surprised by the scale and the numbers of brands that are coming in. But I also think that what we've seen so far is really a small taste of the potential, right? There are hundreds of thousands of brands and IPs around the world, maybe millions, that could potentially find Roblox as a relevant platform in the future. So on the one hand, it's amazing that there are hundreds of brands and IPs that have come into Roblox over the last 2-3 years. But in the grand scheme of things, it's also a teeny tiny fraction of the world of brands and IP, right? So we need to take that into consideration and make sure we're not falling into the trap of too much hype. And I think you're seeing it now. There's certainly a bit of a calibration with how brands come into the platform, the level of investment they're making, and realizing that Roblox is still in an early stage in terms of proving it's, proving that it's really a place where brands can come in and invest millions of dollars like they do in TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, et cetera, et cetera. So with all the excitements of brands coming in, I think we're also still very much at a very early stage of the phenomena of 3D social platform and how brands come to existence in this platform, primarily because it's still predominantly occupied by young people. And it's a challenging frontier when you're advertising and marketing at young people, and therefore, still to be seen how that plays out in the next 3 to 5 years.
So what is young people? Is that like till age 24 or something, or what's like the age range? Or
I mean, Roblox has all the way from 5 to 25. I would say predominantly that's the demographics of the platform. I think it's still predominantly a platform of under 18-year-olds. So it's a young platform, right? Even 15, 16-year-olds, these are young people, right? So when you think about when Facebook started and evolved and exploded, it was everyone above 18. You didn't have 14-year-olds on Facebook in 2005, 8, 10. Probably never had, because it really just kept maturing up, Kids found their own platforms. Minecraft, Roblox, this is exactly what happened, right? Kids don't use Facebook today. They don't. No. They'll never use Facebook. It's done, right? So it's a generational thing. And certainly, there is a really interesting wide demographics of the platform. And I can see Roblox continuing to be a dominant platform to attract kids. I think what's still to be seen is Roblox able to retain users as they become 20 plus year olds. That's going to be the biggest test for Roblox and what brands are going to look for. Are they able as a platform to retain 20 plus year olds? Because that's where the purchase power is. The purchase power is not with 12-year-olds.
But you use a term that we use over at Yama as well, the 3D internet, the coming 3D internet. I think we share that same vision that the internet itself is just going to see more and more 3D as an application, as a way that people interact, the social media, the commerce, and all that. So it's interesting that when you came to the idea of 3D internet, you feel it's on a platform like the ones like either Roblox or Fortnite, or do you think it's going to expand past it? I mean, obviously more platforms will pop up, but how do you see the 3D internet, in its largest form?
In its largest form, the 3D internet has to be a web-based internet. It's you can't have a metaverse if you're only accessing 3D application from certain devices, and from native applications. It would be a shame if that's the direction. And so to me, there's no 3D internet, there's no metaverse if you don't have a web-based application layer that makes the internet 3D. You don't have a 3D internet if the only place you access 3D is through applications on an iPhone or a VR device. These will continue to play an important role. I mean, Apple is only becoming more and more dominant. People thought they cannot get more dominant, and guess what? They are, right? But I certainly believe that for a metaverse to emerge, there has to be a web-based, just like the internet, right? The internet did not grow by becoming an intranet, right? Only available to corporations. It's got to be available in its most raw format, and I think the browser is the key. But I think we're talking about years, maybe multi-year journey to get there, just because the internet was not built until today, protocol-wise, infrastructure-wise, to accommodate a 3D internet. And so I think that's the journey, and it will take time to reduce the cost and make it viable, really. Right? Try and run application on Unreal Engine pixel streaming, and see the cost it takes to, enable that type of hosting of millions of users in 3D. I mean, it's just not there yet. So I think we're talking about hopefully years, but could be more than, double-digit years until we get to a place where the internet feels across the board as 3D. And it's also a generational thing. Anyone above 25-year-old is not going to natively be able to experience a 3D internet. Try and put a 45-year-old on Roblox. They're going to get lost, disorientated. It just doesn't work, right? So it's going to be a generational change, not just a technological change.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's exciting. And this is why I think of Roblox users as the first metaverse native generation, because they are the first generation that for them, interacting in 3D is as native as for us was to scroll, a web page or an iPhone, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So really interesting to hear your perspective, Jonathan. I think it's time for us to go into some of the beautiful work that Supersocial has created. Let's go into the first one. So this is a NARS Color Quest on Roblox. Yeah, I did turn off the music because otherwise it's getting a little bit loud. So what's the story behind this experience?
Yeah, look, the brand NARS Cosmetics, it's a prestige beauty brand, an incredible brand, known for its quality around the world. They wanted to push the boundaries of self-expression on the platform using their color schemes, their products, their icons of the brand. And we built NARS Color Quest inspired by the islands that Francois NARS, who is the founder and the creative visionary behind NARS Cosmetics, he has an island that he owns. And the whole NARS Color Quest island was built with that inspiration of his island. You can see kind of the building, even when you enter the world, Francois NARS welcomes you, as you can see here, into his world. And we created a lot of innovation there around, it was the first makeup customization tool that allowed users to customize the faces of their avatar in a full control and freedom. The graphics, super incredibly stunning graphics and visuals of the world. We created a selfie feature that allows players to take a selfie photo of themselves. And so we really created something that took cosmetics and put it in the hands of the users to really express their identity in a unique way, in a way that is also inclusive.
Nice. I like it. So the founder, he has his own island. That's really really cool.
Apparently,
So how did what was the process here? So did they reached out to you, or how did you establish this relationship with NARS or
all of our brand
Lars?
partnership are coming to us organically. Brands come to us or introductions made, given the work we're doing, the work we've done. So, and we pursue the same process. We do a debrief with the brand on what they want to accomplish, uh, what are the do's and don'ts, what type of priorities they want us to set, why they're coming to the Roblox platform. So we just really deeply understand the motivation and the rationale behind it. And then our team incubates the concept. We take all of that information and we create a vision, a creative direction for the project, for the game, how it's going to roll out, why it's going to be fun, how it's going to look and feel to the users, how we're going to launch it and grow, et cetera, et cetera. And then if the brand likes it, we sign the deal, we become partners, we build it, we launch it, we grow it, and the outcome is in front of you. And that's the process we pursue with every product we build with brand partners.
Cool. Interesting. And how do you, so then you get what they want, and how do you come up with like the game elements? I see like the possibility to jump over like leaves.
We have a great team that comes up, just assesses what type of game we're going to build. Why, there's a creative process like any creative endeavor, a movie, a game, so it's hard to pinpoint how we do it. There's an incubation process that we look at the platform, benchmark references, and our team comes up with the game we believe players are going to love, that would fit the brand and would feel really joyful for the user. And it's a process, creation, game design. It's all iterative process. You start putting the pieces together until we reach a place where we feel we've got something really fun, and we test it and validate it with users. It's art meets science. It's not rocket science, but it's a creative process that requires iteration over iteration.
So, I've never developed inside of Roblox myself. I don't think I touched on it, but I've been doing games since the GameCube days, but doing more platform games and some VR work at Oculus. But I've never developed inside of Roblox. How customizable is it? Like how deep into the gameplay can you get into? I've seen plenty of obstacle courses for hobbies, but do they
completely customizable? You can build completely customizable. You can build any game you want. Any game, any genre, can look whatever you want. Zero limitation. Roblox is a physics-based engine. You can do basically anything you would want to build. In other platforms, you can build on Roblox. It has the unique vibe of the Roblox platform, but technically speaking, there's nothing you can do.
Awesome.
Complete custom. And that's why when you look at Roblox, you see game in every single genre that could possibly exist in the world of gaming.
Right.
Any genre. There's no genre in the world of gaming that doesn't have games representation on the Roblox platform.
Nice.
It's interesting. I see like also like a link to Instagram, I believe, that you can create like a photo in this experience, and then it's uploaded to Instagram. Is that correct? Or
no, it's not uploaded to Instagram. This is an internal feature that you take a selfie and it's shared inside the game.
Okay.
Yeah, Roblox doesn't allow to share content from the game into other social platforms. That's not possible for privacy and safety and stuff like that.
Do you find that limitation? Well, I guess it's probably because it's a more an audience for kids. But do you find that limitation changes your design then? So some things because a lot of games will count on the idea of social networks helping to spread the virality of a game, right?
It's certainly a constraint that is just there's no way to change that constraint. So it's a constraint you work within. Sure. Would it be wonderful if there could be connectivity between Roblox and other platforms to drive that virality, and content can be shared seamlessly? 100%. Roblox has its limitation because of the demographics of the platform. There's a pros and cons for that, right? It makes Roblox kind of a single, a very singular platform that everything is happening is contained inside. But it certainly prevents from having a more viral effect, especially as virality on the platform is also not optimized yet. There's a lot of room for growth there. But it's not something you think about like, oh, damn, like we really want to do that. It's like when you build on Roblox, you know that doesn't, it's not option.
Right,
So,
right.
it's not even a consideration. It's kind of a built-in constraint, you know? So you just work without it because it's never been an option.
Yeah.
So can you tell a little bit about like what the results were from this collaboration? Like how many visits or
Yeah, I mean, Nars Conquest still until today, even though it was launched in 2022, is still the most successful branded beauty experience on the Roblox platform. 42 million visits, millions of unique users, great rating from the community, about 86%. It's been a phenomenally successful, especially considering that it only ran for 3 months. It's pretty epic what us and Nars were able to accomplish with this project. And so, yeah, the outcome have been phenomenal.
Is that what a lot of these brands want to do, is run it for a small period of time, like a 3-month period, and then take it down? They're not looking for a full-time, live forever kind of experience?
Certainly a lot of brands are looking at doing time-based activations or doing short activation inside existing game. So yeah, I think definitely this is more of a trend now that we're seeing. Less brands are building long, persistent, standalone games, for sure.
So it's more like part of a marketing campaign or a marketing push on a certain product line or a certain event that they're trying to get out?
Correct, yes.
That would make sense.
Correct. Yeah, again, you have brands that are certainly more able to invest significant capital, and we work with some of them. But I would say in broad strokes, the trend we're seeing on the Roblox platform now is most of the brands that are coming in are either doing short-term activations inside existing games rather than build their own standalone, and therefore things like Nars Conquest are going to be very hard to repeat for brands.
It's actually at least another question. The people that you're speaking to within these brands, are they generally from their marketing team?
Mostly marketing.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Cool. Well, let's jump into the next one because we have still 4 to go.
What's next?
So this is from Walmart. It's called the Super Campus, also on Roblox. Well, all these are on Roblox, but this looks also really fun. So what's the story about behind the Super Campus?
Look, Super Campus is an incredibly innovative game that we built with Walmart, where really the idea was this was a back-to-school activation that also merged 3 other brands, 3M, Crayola, and BIC. And I think it was incredibly successful in integrating brands like that into the gameplay of the game, which was really one of a kind and very compelling for the brand. And also we made it fun. It was a fun game, also ran for 3-4 months as an activation. And you can see how we've really integrated the brand items as gameplay items, which is really unique. So, and I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish here, and it really resonated with the community. So that was sort of the essence of what we've done here and why I think it's a very unique product that has been built in the ecosystem.
Did Walmart handle the liaising between yourselves and Crayola, or was it a
Yeah, Walmart was played the focal point production for the coordination with all the brands. They interacted with us as well, but they were kind of a focal point.
Nice. And they came to you with those brands immediately, or did they ask you like, hey, who would you like to work with and what would fit into this gameplay?
No, they consulted with us, but they selected the brands to be integrated.
Okay. Like if you went to them and said, hey, can we add Red Bull to this? Could they have done that for you?
It was less of what comes from us. It was more about brands that they spoke to that are merchants in Walmarts, that are brands that are already selling in retail, that the Walmart team felt they could be a good fit for a back to school. So these needs to be brands that were relevant for back to school activation. Red Bull is not that relevant for back to school. Also, Red Bull these were all brands that are, if you look at it, they're all from like the Staples type of brands, right?
Yeah.
They're all like
Red
Office
Bull,
Supply.
right. To be fair, I don't want to give Red Bull to kids, so I didn't.
They're all like brands that would go into your backpack, essentially.
Right. Got it.
3M, Bic, Crayola, they're all coming into your backpack or a product to use in your classroom or where you do homework. These were kind of the vision of Super Campus, and I think it was phenomenal.
Right. Yeah, Red Bull is a bad example. If you say like Spiral Notebooks or somebody like that, and you want to add it to them, did they give you the ability to talk to them about, hey, can we add this fourth one in, or they already?
This particular product was really built with a very strong focus on like just 2 or 3 brands that Walmart thought would be a good fit, and we worked with those brands to integrate them in a meaningful way to the game vision. So this was all designed really together from scratch with these brands in mind.
Got it.
Every brand had its own unique gameplay. It's not like something we just like dropped as okay, let's integrate another brand. Like if you play the game and you look at the game, all the games, the mini games here are all designed with those brands in mind.
Right. But if they had come to you with a fourth brand, you could have, I'm sure your design team could have come up with a gameplay for that fourth one, added it on. It was like a hub and spoke model where there's a hub world and then these different spokes for each brand, for each mini game.
No, it was one game, one location, and the mini games were inside the main gameplay. Yeah, there were rooms basically like a school, and there were like classrooms where you go in and you have the history room, the art room, etc.
Nice. Cool. Looks really fun. So how many people or how many Roblox users went to this in this campaign?
That's a good question. Let me just, I think all the information is kind of publicly available, but I think we finished Super Campus with double-digit million users. So more than 10 million visits, which was great. It was a wonderful accomplishment, I think, for the team and for the project.
Cool. How big is your team actually? Like what?
We're roughly, between around 25 people full time.
Cool. So how long does it, if you can share, how long does it take to create like an experience like this, like to build a school?
On average, like our development timeline for a real game is typically 4 to 6 months development time.
Interesting.
Yeah. So on average, across all the games we build, just taking the time to properly design it, test it, and so on and so forth. So yeah.
Cool. All right.
Let's launch a game within 6 months max.
Cool. All right. So let's go to the third one, and this is Gucci Ancora.
Yeah, Gucci had an experience called Gucci Town, and they came to Supersocial and they really wanted to work with us on taking Gucci Town to the next level. And the first thing we've done was building this Gucci Ancora fashion show, which was really almost like a digital twin of Gucci, the Gucci Ancora fashion show on Roblox that happened in real time in Milan. And we basically really looked at the Milan show of Gucci Ancora, and that was back in September last year. And we created essentially almost like a one-to-one digital twin of the world with a really fun gameplay around the mannequins and discovery of items inside the world. And I think you see the execution, the stunning graphics, the quality of the experience, just the incredible quality of the game that we've built. And I think we made Gucci very proud with what has been accomplished. As you can see, the textures, the world, everything was really built one-to-one with the real fashion show, the real neighborhood in Brera, Milan. So it was really an incredible execution from our team.
Yeah, it's a much more graphically rich than you generally see in a Roblox experience.
That was part of the brief of Gucci, what they wanted to do, and our team, I think, second to none in terms of art capabilities on the platform, and I think you see the result.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Really cool. Cool. All right. So and what is, like, how many visits does the experience had, or what was the?
I can't
impact?
share the specific numbers for the fashion show itself. I can say it was incredibly successful from an engagement standpoint. But Gucci Town, as a place on Roblox, obviously has almost 50 million visits. So it's a very popular, the biggest, the most successful luxury brand virtual world on Roblox. So it's certainly reached extraordinary numbers.
Yeah, I had read in a report where Gucci had done such a great job with their branding inside these metaverse spaces that, and my kids use the term all the time, but they've taught kids how to use the term Gucci to mean, everything's good, everything's fine, which really was kind of their goal, is to get their brand out in front of a younger audience. So as they age up, they're ready to start buying Gucci. But obviously,
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
They're very active in the space.
Yep. I want to say they raised themselves to either number one or number two in brand recognition among that age group. Right? I think Nike was the only other one that they competed with.
Yeah, no, pretty incredible. The effort yield results, and they're taking this category very seriously.
Yeah.
All right, so we have two to go. So this is ELF.
Elf Beauty is the most popular Gen Z beauty brand in the United States. Incredibly proud of the world we've built here. It's a tycoon game that is actually focused on social impact. So we're really encouraging players to create their own shop and build a business around it inside Elf Up, which is the game. And so we're really taking inspiration from Elf, the brand, kind of the ethos of the brand, the principles and the values of the brand, and kind of distilling that into a gameplay. It's the highest rating beauty brand experience on the Roblox platform. It's growing incredibly well. I think we're at about 12 million visits at the moment. This is a live game. It's a persistent world. It's always on. And what's really unique is we're constantly doing more and more activations and integration of brand partners into this particular world. So Elf has definitely been a very, very unique, I would say, brand and how they've been activating on the Roblox platform. And again, very proud of what we've accomplished with them, and still a lot to come, given that this is a persistent world.
Cool.
So this is an example of one that's wasn't just time based. They're a living world.
This is live, and it's an always one world, and the goal is to continue and grow it. Correct.
Nice.
Cool. Awesome. So what can users do here? It's like play mini game. I see people run, going to buttons to stand on it.
It's a tycoon game. So the goal of the game is basically you create your own shop and you basically grow your own business. That's kind of and really what we're trying to do is really inspire and empower the change makers of tomorrow and kind of teach them the fundamentals of like what it's like to build and run your own business. It's based on a very popular genre, which is the tycoon genre on the platform. So, but we built something that is uniquely suited to what Elf the brand wanted to accomplish in building a community. If you look at Elf the brand and what they're doing around the world in general, very mission driven, and so the game is all about the mission and the principles of the brand rather than promoting a certain cosmetic product.
Yeah, it's funny that my son made that comment to me not that long ago, that the Roblox as a platform is one of the few where teaching about economics and monetization and capitalism really, but just teaching about running a business and teaching about money for a lot of his friends, they're learning it all from Roblox. You don't see that on video.
For sure.
Not in a way that's boring at all. To him, it was terribly entertained by it.
For sure. Definitely.
Cool. All right, so let's go to the last one. And this is this is Elf. I found this one pretty interesting because, I've watched the movie. It's like 20 years ago. It's the Will Ferrell comedy. And, what's the story behind this? So I've read something that it was because of the 20th anniversary of the movie. So what's the story behind this? Like, why create an experience for like a 20-year-old movie? Because it's not gonna be re-released, I think. Or what was the idea behind this?
Yeah, the movie celebrated its 20-year anniversary. Still the most beloved Christmas film in the United States and many other countries around the world. We worked very closely in partnership with Warner Brothers and Jon Favreau's company, Fairview Portals, in really bringing the IP in the most authentic way to the Roblox platform for a Christmas activation. The game was live between mid-December to end of March this year. And it was really about bringing the spirit of the movie to the game, the spirit of the movie to the Roblox platform, and also bringing it in the most authentic way with regards to the visuals. It's the first game that has that sort of stop motion art aesthetics and style like the movie. So if you look at the movie and if you look at the game, it's really one-to-one in terms of the type of the artwork, which was incredibly challenging for our team, and so really drove a lot of art innovation. And the game was fun, unique, celebrating that gift giving of Christmas spirit. And the world is absolutely stunning reflection of the movie IP as well. And so that was the goal, really bringing the IP to life in the most authentic way that Warner Brothers and Jon Favreau are going to be proud of. And I think we've done it in orders of magnitude. And I think the experience itself was absolutely magical. I mean, really, really magical, and resonated really well with the community. And I think you can see that from the rating that the community gave to the game.
Did you also meet up with Jon Favreau by any chance, or?
We've worked very closely with John's team throughout the project, and it was a really fantastic experience.
Cool. All right, so
we're getting kind of short on time. Jonathan, anything that we should, anything you want to get out about the studio and your work that we haven't really already covered?
No, it's been great to work on the platform for the last few years, and there's so much potential with where Roblox is heading. I think my main message would be, this is like still day one of the internet evolving potentially into a 3D format. It's going to take longer than people think, and Roblox is most likely the closest thing to a quote unquote metaverse at the moment on the internet. And I think I also would encourage people to be cautious with underestimating Roblox's role in this movement. And I think you see that almost 80 million daily users continuing to grow. So it's great to be on a platform that has so much, tailwind and a lot to be excited about for the future.
Very good.
Cool. All right. So, well, thank you, Jonathan, for your time. It was a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, cool. So, thanks everyone for joining. I don't have any questions from the audience. Thank you again for your time, Jonathan. See you in the metaverse.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day, everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Bye-bye. Cheers. Bye-bye.